Hi, welcome to the Coaching Game. I'm Laurie Lawson, and tonight I am so thrilled to say that my guest is Agnieszka.
Pretty good.
Close enough. Gasperini,
That's okay.
who I'm going to call Aga from now on. And I have to say, this, as we all know, everyone who watches this game is based on the fantastic Points of View. And that is how Aga and I met, actually. Points of View is a great international community. And I took the certified training, I think, the first time, and you took it just recently?
Last year,
right. So we're both certified trainers in Points of View. So, and Aga is a life and, I'm sorry, no, it's a coach and a trainer who is based in Europe. She has a few, she's going to tell us where she has some offices in the United States. But first we're going to talk a little bit about Points of View. And I want to know, how did you get involved with Points of View?
Well, actually, I started my career on my story with coaching in 2007 in Poland, where I took 1-year program, and we had Ericsson College from Canada.
Ericsson, yes, I've had her on, the lady
so
Marilyn.
It's nice because generally the teachers were coming to Poland regular each month, so I didn't have to go for 1 year to Canada now. So we had the trainers from Canada and...
Let me ask you something. What made you decide in Poland that you wanted to be a coach?
So generally my professional experience is around project management. I'm certified project manager and my certification is called project management professional. So I used to work as a regular project manager where everybody were focused on the methodology itself, less than around people. And I really like to work people, and I really like to understand how people, look at the world differently, why they communicate differently, and it's kind of psychology stuff, but I didn't study psychology, but I like that. And working with people in the project, I was missing the people part to understand more why we are different. Then I heard about coaching, which was quite new that time. And I liked study, so I was looking for options. What should I do next, And I found this proposal of coaching, and I said, yeah, this is really fantastic.
Now, what did you know about coaching in Poland? I mean, was it popular then, or?
Not exactly. I would say what just heard of somewhere is coach and a few coaching company, and I didn't have my coach that time. And I said, this is what I really want to do: talk to people and find more about them and assist them. Because it's not like giving them advices, but to understand and assist. So that's why I was looking for this, and I really love this program. And then I thought, what else can I do with that? And working with people, you always need to find something new to attract them. Do something differently. That's why I decided coaching, and then did a lot of other certifications, and now around people and leadership. So I say.
How popular is coaching today in Europe? Let's say. I know that UK has a huge following and program and all kinds of stuff. How so in like Poland and Italy? Same or no?
So during the last years, I observed that coaching is getting popular more and more, and it's let's say very fancy to have coach now.
Oh,
and
like
wasn't
here.
Before, so the first years when I got involved with coaching, especially in business coaching, people didn't like to talk about that because they were, misunderstanding who is coach, who is the psychologist. So if you said to someone, maybe you should a coach, So like looking, I'm fine, nothing wrong with me. So this changed, and I think this is a huge change, then people look differently because they perceive it as an opportunity to develop and to do something new and different. So this is very nice and positive. I'm trying to find out how it is in Italy. I think it's less popular, but it's really my personal observation. I'm not so much, involved with Italian business, even if I want to. So I travel a lot, not only in Europe, but also outside and US and Latin America. But generally, I observe that coaching is getting really popular. And I see reactions of the people whenever I use the coaching game. So I try to use them now always. So even if I'm doing training, which is related to project management, with other topics, I try to use the game at least a little bit, you know, asking people about expectations and giving them photo and wow, what's that? What can I do with this?
I know. Whenever, no matter what kind of workshop I'm doing, I always use the coaching game as an introductory, and I just have them draw a card and ask them to introduce themselves through the card. And it immediately creates such a community, and it's like suddenly you're getting, I mean, you can sit there and go, hi, I'm Laurie, I've been a coach for 10 years. And it's like, no, but everybody's thinking about, what am I going to say? And then suddenly someone will come up with a card, and they will, and it will be really something that tells you absolutely about the person. So if nothing else, I use that. And my favorite is to do, you know, a points of view workshop where you use the cards for the whole thing. But I'm glad to hear that that's working year round, worldwide, you know, that everybody sort of reacts in the same way. How do you, do you translate it into English? I know I've done a few workshops in Italy, and it's, people can speak my language, because I can't speak theirs. Do you need to translate it, or do you just go with English?
Interesting we are talking about, because we just had conversation last week with my other colleagues from Italy. We are 3 trainers of coaching game, and we agreed that definitely we need to have Italian version of the coaching game, because really people speak English, but it's not so, you know, let's say popular, and during the training sometimes you cannot get all the results. They really prefer the local language. The same in Poland. I mean, I'm working with senior managers, so they are fluent in English. So it's very easy, you know, to do it in English. But generally, at the end of the day, they ask you, can we do that with Polish version? So happy thing is that we're gonna have Polish version, I think in March and April.
That'll be fantastic.
And Italian version is on the way. I know that my colleagues.
Oh, that's good, because I have plenty of people who are asking for that.
And also Spanish. So I heard that's gonna be few languages.
I mean, it's already in Deutsch and
Russian is ready, I think.
Go figure. I don't know.
But so that's
it's getting
great.
there. It's getting there. So speaking of points of view, and we want to give a shout out to the points of view community, which is worldwide, all over the place. And I always encourage people, if you're coming to New York City, please come on the show. And Aga took me up on it, so I have to tell you, outside a blizzard is raging, and she's still here, and that's great. So we're going to the show must go on.
You because of the weather stuff? You didn't want me to come, really?
I don't know. We'll see. But so tell me, how did you get involved in Points of View?
Yes. So
how did you hear about it?
Yeah, this is a very good question. So I need to start a little bit my history. So I moved to Italy in 2011 because of my husband, who's Italian, and he said, I'm not going to move to Poland, you need to come to Italy.
All right, that was a compromise, I guess.
Yeah, so I said, okay, I can do that because my job is, you know, quite flexible. I can travel. And so I was traveling between Poland and Italy quite often. And then I decide, oh, maybe I should change something. I shouldn't take new projects, working, you know, a lot with consulting and with the clients, which means that you need to really be there with the clients all the time. So I said I should do something that I can be more in Italy. And then I said, okay, my direction is the coaching, trainings, and this stuff. So I was looking in internet, and I got really good with this kind of things whenever, because
searching.
Searching. So
surfing.
Of course, ICF. I was looking ICF. I'm also a member, and you know,
good.
So I said, let's see, and I think it was quite accidentally that I found, you know, coaching Points of View. Where's that? And I was really lucky, because I think I found the program like at the end of October, and the program was just starting like next week or something. I didn't have time really to think, you know, to decide, okay, am I doing that? Should I pay for that, you know?
Did you see it in action, or you just saw it online?
So I saw online, then I found some videos on YouTube about the game. Then I wrote to our Talia. I can say our Talia now, yeah.
Yes.
And she gave me all the information. I said, oh my God, this is what I want to do. And then I found that there are Polish ladies, 2 ladies, Julia and Dorota, and I
oh, Dorota.
I think I got kind of invitation for a training in Poland that my friend sent to me because she knows that I'm very interested with coaching. So she said, hello, look, here's something maybe for you. And I just decided to do that.
Wow. And yeah, the first time when somebody just showed me this and opened it up, I went, okay, I want to be involved. I don't know what it is, but I love this already. And I just took the training the first time they brought it around. So how you have your own business called Practical Thinking?
Yes.
Okay. How do you tell me what that business is? Tell me what you do in that. What is the goal? What's the mission?
Yeah. So generally, Practical Thinking. We are a group of people around the world that we work together, and our base grant is project management, as I mentioned. Did I tell you that I used to work for Siemens many years ago?
No.
Okay, so yes, I used to work for Siemens, and then I left it in 2003. I opened my first business in Poland. And then when I moved to Italy, I decided to close this one, and I entered to the international world. That's why Practical Thinking is now in London, where, let's say,
is this a philosophy? Is this a program, Practical Thinking? Is it the name of your company, or is it part of something bigger?
It's a group, yes. So we say it's Practical Thinking Group.
Oh, okay.
So I'm based in Europe and managing the Europe office. We have office also in Miami. And
okay.
my colleague is running the business in USA and Latin America. And we work with other consultants around the world. So generally, we give consulting about project management to companies. But what I personally love for the last years, what I'm doing, more training things and coaching, and as I mentioned, how to lead the teams. Because what is important in projects, that projects start one day and finish one day. So, and it's very important that people understand that if they are finishing the project, that they are, don't have to look for another job, that it's something endless, because you can still work with the same people on another project.
Right.
So it's very important to teach people how to work together, and
Do you actually take it from conception? It's like, okay, we have a goal here, and here's how we get the team together. Here's the action that the team is going to take, and here's how you know when you've completed it.
Yeah, so smaller things like what about new project, new team. We teach them to communicate each other. So except coaching game, I'm also certified with SDI, which is Training Deployment Inventory. And this is fantastic tool assessment when you explain people why we are different, why our motivation are different, why our behaviors are different. And that really helps people to understand how to communicate each other in the team, and to work together, and it gives really great results. So now then coaching game plus SDI, combining this kind of, it's amazing. So now after that, the projects are going much more smoother. And so the companies are happy, because you are doing two things: teach people work together, give them leadership support, and then also how to help them how to manage the project. So I would say now I'm happy because I have like whole view. And when I used to have my business in Poland, everything was at the beginning only based on the methodology. So here you can use this methodology, just run the project, and people didn't think much about actually our relationships in the team, which is, I think, crucial, because it's there are people, there are people who are doing this.
When you think about it, you put a whole bunch of different people together, and you expect them to just go together and work.
Do the job. You have 10-month project, do the
job. Exactly, get it done. And it really is, well, I can only speak for America, but it's really jockeying for who's in top and what role am I going to play and what role does this person play. So I think it's essential. Now, what happens? Companies call you and go, Aga, we've got this team and we want to make it top productive. And can you come in and give us some coaching? Is that how that works? Or individuals, so they call you and go, I'm a member of this team and I hate everybody, so can you help me?
Well, I think it really depends on the company and awareness, how coaching is important. We already mentioned how useful it is and how it's popular in Europe.
Right.
So there are companies that they have big awareness of the importance. So they said, okay, here's my team, 10 people. Come, do the assessment, explain them how to communicate, and then let's coach them individually and also as a team. So I'm very happy if I can have like coaching team sessions one day, then you put coaching game and you do different assessments, so it works perfect. But sometimes there's like a client who asks you, I need coaching for this person. And you know perfectly how it is when the manager says, just do the coaching with this person. It's different than the person.
Coaching in America used to be a punishment. It was it was like the last resort. Okay, you better go to this coach. If you don't straighten up, then we're out of here. And that we sort of took that role on. But now it's become more positive. But yes, exactly. that happened here too. It's like, okay, it was the dreaded coach time if you weren't good. But
so it's the same. This is the same
exactly,
between Europe and
yes.
USA. The other thing is, for example, what I found out when I started doing coaching session, that there are some companies, they don't really want to have coaching for their people because they say, yeah. When they get this awareness that maybe there is another way in their lives they can choose, they just go away, So it's like, we are losing people because of coaching.
Yeah, so that's another problem. You're absolutely right.
Problems.
It's a challenge because people you get people thinking in a different way, and points of view is so beautiful because of that. I mean, the whole game is designed to bring right and left brain thinking together. And suddenly, you're on this path, and it's like, whoa, I'm over here, and I'm thinking differently. And yes, some people are going to go, bye. I want more, or I want less if they're working too hard. So yeah, that's a challenge. What are some of the biggest challenges that you deal with in groups? I do workshops, but I don't think I could do group coaching. I just don't get the dynamic because you're here and you're there, and how do you get everybody together? What are some of the challenges that come with the group coaching? Because it sounds like that's the majority of what you do. Yeah.
Yes, well, we should talk a lot about trust in the team, and this is very difficult to understand. And if we are in Europe, it's different in different countries, So if we speak about Poland, Italy, Germany, Russia, it's and it's interesting because I was just participating in presentation about culture map when we exactly understood what is the different, where is the Poland somewhere in the middle, Germans are there. So I thought, that's fantastic to use for the coaching too, to show people, the background, the research numbers. So the biggest challenge is that when you take people together and tell them work together, that they don't trust each other much. In the terms, okay, if I do something, and the person will use that, this information of this knowledge. So it's very important to build the trust in the team and to explain and that they work together for the same goal. So and again, communication is very important. So I would say that even before starting any coaching session, as I said, I try to do kind of training. Sometimes it's 3 hours, sometimes 1 day, sometimes 2 days. It's very individually how the company, much want to invest to the people. So we start with that, explaining the differences, how to work, and then individual coaching. And when they understand the whole idea about the coaching, they really like the session when they are together and when we can pick a topic and work about conflicts, risk, practicing negotiation skills, and that you get better results.
I love that you said the first step is to establish trust. I mean, that sounds so logical, But without that, you really can't go any further. It's like if people are looking over their shoulder and going, I wonder what you're thinking about.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know,
I mean, it's very difficult to say. You need to trust this person because you're going to work with the person for next 2 years or something. So trust is very strong word. But if they understand that we are a team, we work together, we independent on each other, and we have the same goal, I think that trust is coming anyway later on. But finally, they need to know each other well, meet each other, understand the other person. And at the end of the day, I'd say somehow they need to get to be friends. Truly, I cannot work with people if I cannot trust them and I think like friendly now, because the world is crazy now. And for example, I work a lot with virtual teams.
Yeah, that's a whole different game.
It's a
virtual,
lot of story,
yeah.
But I mean, there need to be something in this team, like
Well, I think if you can, I think it's always great to establish. Okay, I've got your back. Just in case you mess up, then we're part of a team, so we all take it. I just watched the Imitation Game last night, which is about a team that did not work together until the guy finally realized, hey, I need all of you people, even though I'm the genius, and it works so much better. He was a genius, but you need the other people too. So that's probably something. Tell me something about the cards you chose, because we could choose them all, I know, but what card do you feel that is your main operating?
Yeah, so I was thinking a little bit about kind of message that, let's say, my company is bringing, I'd like to bring to the team. So first of all, one of my favorite, leadership with the hands, that, as I already mentioned, it's important that the team works together. Yeah. Doesn't matter, it's a team of my client, my team, in my company. We need to be all together, working together, and have it the same direction. So leadership, it's very important. So if you have this...
That's interesting, because you're saying leadership, and then you're saying team.
Yeah,
so does that mean everybody leads in their own way within, or do they all... Well, how does leadership fit into team? Because I love the hands, you're right, because it's hands of all over the place. So how does that work?
So I would say, so I choose the photo, as we talk with people, and also the title, which goes very together. So we are together. And in the team, I think each person is a leader, has individual personality. So I really don't like if we put a team and say, okay, you are the only leader and the others just do the job and follow and don't open the
Wait
mind.
for you to tell us what to do, yes.
And maybe because if I think about my team, we all are leaders. I mean, maybe this is different situation because we lead like one company, but we are all leaders. We are leading other teams,
Yes.
So, so in these terms, I think it's important. And if you have this, and then we have after that trust, because I need to say that in my team we have a lot of trust, and then you can look for the opportunities differently. And I really like this picture.
We talk a lot. I don't quite understand what it has to do with opportunities, but I love it. I love the picture.
So that shows a lot about millenniums.
We'll sort of try to explain. It's a large butt and a small butt bending over.
Nice explanation. I would say that's
bending over a pier and looking for I don't know what, but it's like anything's possible. So we love that card. But
so for example, with my colleagues, we talk about millenniums and experience. Let's say older people. You know what I mean. So
we have actually created, and I know you said something in America. It's like we have so many different kind of coaches, but we have created now a generational coach, and it's like because generations are not, the baby boomers are not getting along well with the millenniums, and it's like there's a whole different concept of how to get a job done. So so that's exactly what's happening here. I don't know what's happening with you, but it's the older and the younger are clashing. Different values, different ways of work.
Exactly. So we want to understand the differences and look for the opportunities that we have. And I think it's also important to have the common understanding of the language we are using. And it's not only if it is Polish, English, Spanish, or whatever, but generally the way we express something. We told people, you should do this and this. So I would say that within the team, if you work with people, and together. It's really important to look for the opportunities that the world are bringing to us, and to understand which direction we should, send that, because that should be differently.
Which one you should take advantage of? Yeah, it's. I have a tendency to say, "Oh my God, I'll take advantage of everything," and I'm realizing this is my year of choice. That's my card this year. It's like choice. I have to choose. I can't do everything. So yes, what opportunities are coming your way, and which ones are going to get you where you ultimately want to go?
Yeah. So if you want to go after millennium, so you need to, in terms of your strategy of the company, you need to concentrate on them and do different things than in if you need to work with more experienced people, no? So and if you have this common understanding and you have this direction, then you can achieve the results.
Yes, yes.
I hope positive results. So my card of the year is too much, with the fruits.
Yes,
we have this. We don't have this. It's
we don't. There's a different set of cards. And there's a lot more cards.
So I love this one because I like to take opportunities, and like you said. But sometimes it's too much. You want to have too much.
Yeah.
So
And you end up being exhausted and not getting everything done, and you're feeling like a failure, even though you've done an amazing amount of things. So, yeah, that's
so I think that's
of what you
too
need.
much. You just need to reflect on that. That sometimes it's not good. So you really need to focus, and then I hope that will bring good results.
Well, I want to go, but we only have like 2 minutes left, really, believe it or not.
Really?
But I want to go back to leadership, because when I do something called reinvention coaching, and it's just like people who want to start over, who are going through transitions, they lost their job or they quit their job or something. And I tell them, first of all, start thinking about that you are the CEO, the Chief Executive Officer of your life. What would you do if you were a company? So I love what you're saying, leadership as a part of the team, and the team each developing their own leadership strategy. How am I going, if nothing else, how am I going to conduct myself? And then how am I going to put myself in the midst of this team? And how, so I think that's brilliant that, that the leadership card is telling you that. So in the last minute, what do you want us to know about you? We can get in touch with her at the bottom of the page. Practical-thinking.com, that's her website. And what else do you want us to know?
So I think generally this is the best way to find me, because we are now in New York, but
and hopefully heading back in a day. We'll see.
Yeah,
she might be here longer than she plans.
I plan to travel on Wednesday evening if it's possible.
Yes, we'll see.
So I'm in Europe, but anyway, we have fantastic Skype communication, so we can.
And it sounds like you have a lot of connections. So if you happen to be in Poland and someone calls you from Florida, you go, oh, I've got a Miami office, so check it there.
So LinkedIn, I think it's good way to find me also. Just put it Agnieszka Gasperini, you find me there.
Agnieszka Gasperini.
Thank you. And then, of course, everybody on Twitter, Facebook. So I think it's quite easy to reach me out.
It's so easy to stay in touch, even though we're not close. But I'm so thrilled that we are close, and that you are spending some of your time in New York City here on the coaching game, which brought us together. So I thank you, Aga, for coming, and hope you'll come back again.
Yes, I hope so. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.